Hey y'all, it's David with Beagles on Fire, and I know it's been a while since I've done any kind of video quite like this on any topics or anything. Been wanting to do one for a while. This one's been on my mind for quite a while. Some different circumstances in the past and recent circumstances that have all kind of tied together to create why I wanted to do this video. But you know, it's this time of year. We're almost at rabbit season. It's coming for some. It may already be open. For us here in Mississippi, it's coming in just a couple of weeks. And I know other states will be opening up here in the next couple of months at the latest. So there's some things that go on each rabbit season that I see that are very unfortunate. Seems like we beaglers seem to criticize each other a whole lot over number of rabbits that are killed and different things. I mean, it's every single year the same thing. Somebody will post a picture up of a tailgate full of rabbits, and maybe it's a spot in Louisiana, and somebody in Ohio or some other state long way away will comment, you know, y'all are a bunch of idiots shooting that many rabbits. There's no need for that. It shouldn't have been done that way. Blah, blah, blah. Bet that everybody was jump shooting. What's the limit there? I don't see enough people in the picture to have fit the number of rabbits you killed. And I get some of that talk, but really, it's really a lot of it's, when you boil it down, it's really just useless talk. I mean, first of all, if there's a piece of property that's private land in a state that is nowhere near you, what concern is it of yours if somebody wants to go in there and kill a bunch of rabbits or not? I understand, and I am one that likes to be conservative on the number of rabbits that we kill in a spot, and I try to make sure that I think of the future and don't leave, you know, don't leave the place with no rabbits, leave seed rabbits and all that. But the fact of the matter is, if you're not there, you really don't know what's going on. I know we've got a spot in Mississippi that we've been hunting for 15 years or more, and we have gone down there, and it's only hunted one weekend. It's over 1,000 acres. It's only hunted one weekend. We have two groups of guys that go. I take a group. My buddy David Russell takes a group. And there might be, you know, 50, 60 rabbits killed in a weekend. And some people would say, oh my goodness, that's too many. That's not even scratching the surface on the number of rabbits that are there. And I personally don't jump shoot rabbits. I have hunted with people who in their group do. And, you know, we just try to use some common sense on our end. But the point I'm trying to make is, why are we so critical of other hunters? We have a whole group of people that's getting stronger and stronger every single year. They want to take away our rights to hunt. And yet here we are, supposed to be hunters, supposed to be beaglers, and we're running each other down. It doesn't just stop there. It goes on from, you know, criticism of whether your dogs are registered or not registered. What difference does it make to you if the guy's running one with papers or he's not running one with papers? If they're not your dogs, he didn't lie to you about the dogs, what difference does it make? What difference does it make to you if he's running 15-inch dogs or he's running 13-inch dogs? It's his business what size dogs he wants to run and what color dogs he wants to run. I mean, if he wants to run blue ticks, it's not really fair for somebody to say, you're an idiot for running blue ticks. There's no good blue ticks. That's not an accurate statement. They're sorry in every single color of beagle, in every bloodline, and there's good ones in every bloodline and every color as well. And then it goes on to another one. And I get criticized on this one a lot. And it just rolls off my back because I know what I'm trying to do and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh, you're running way too many dogs. You shouldn't be running this many number of dogs. Show me where the Bible on rabbit hunting is that says this is the perfect number of dogs to run. Now, yes, we all have an opinion. You talk to one guy, you only need one dog. If you've got the right dog, that's all you need. If you run more than that, you don't know what you're doing. Another guy would be like, I like to brace my beagles. I like to run 2 at a time. Okay, that's great. Another guy, hey, I like to run 4. Another guy would be 5. Whatever the number is you want to run, that's fine. When I'm out here running, most of the time I have 14 dogs on the ground. Why do I run that? Is it because I think it takes that many to run a rabbit? No. I'm training. I'm training young dogs. Out of the 14, typically there's 2 to 3 finished dogs, and the rest are just young dogs learning to run. And I get criticized sometimes, and people will say, oh, well, you know, you're teaching those dogs that all they got to do is follow the rest of the dogs. Well, I'll stand by my training in the way that I do it. I've seen the results. I know that what I'm doing works fine. My theory is this. Let's see who wants to play ball. When you go out for basketball or any other sport in high school, you know, you didn't just everybody make the team. They would have 35, 40 guys come out for a 12 to 15 man roster in basketball. And they were trying to see who was ready to play ball. And that's what I'm trying to do when I'm looking at these young dogs. How many of them are ready? How many of them need to go back in the training pen? If one needs more attention, I'll put it back in. Yet I have people that go on and comment, you're running way too many. I have other people that comment, that dog there is no good, you should give it away. Maybe that's the first time that dog's ever been out in the wild. And the funny thing about all of it is, a lot of the criticism probably comes from people who've trained very few, if any, dogs. But yet they're going to criticize the guy who's trying to train and trying to do his thing. And I put out there, I don't just put the good videos out there. I put days when we're not really doing real well because I want to be real. And I want to show that every day is not a perfect day. And anybody says they've got dogs that'll run them perfect every single day, I don't care who you are, that's not the truth. We all know that some days dogs can't do much. So I got to thinking, what is it about this stuff that causes this? And I recently have developed a troll on my Facebook page that has gone on there and is saying all kind of things, and I haven't responded to any of it, and I'm not going to name the name. But they're promoting another kennel, and that's fine that they like the other kennel. But, you know, I get different criticisms, and it's okay. I'm not on here complaining about criticisms. If you're doing anything, you're going to get criticized. And sometimes it's from Beaglers, sometimes it's not. I get criticisms from people that don't have the first clue what we're even doing. They go on the site, maybe they're from another country, and they want to know what's killing the dogs, because the dogs are all barking and chasing a rabbit. And if you look at the translations, it'll say that. I had another person that said, you know, you're gaining an unfair advantage by using GPS collars. I think it's more responsible that you're using GPS collars to know where your dogs are, safer for the dogs, and a better, more responsible dog owner and trainer to use them. But somehow that was tried to be twisted. You can't go on there and argue with those people. You just have to ignore it and leave it alone. But I will say that as I was doing some stuff on this to research, I wanted to think and maybe get some other opinions off the internet as to why do some other people like to put you down. And so, you know, I got to looking at it. The reasons behind such toxic behavior from some people. In your life, you might have a person that wants to put you down. You may have more than one. The toxic individual does all sorts of bad behavior towards you. They may make fun of you. They may throw hurtful words at you. They may try to sabotage your efforts, backstab you. Being on the receiving end of such nasty actions from such a person, it can make you feel bad about yourself at times, or destroy your self-esteem if you let it. It's even worse if somebody keeps on putting you down like it's almost second nature to them to do it. And you might wonder what's going on in the heads of these people who put others down and try to make them feel worse. Well, there's some different reasons that I saw here. One of them is maybe, and this isn't always the case, but these are some reasons that it could be. Maybe they're envious of you or jealous of you. That's one primary reason why people want to put people down. A person might be jealous because you have something they don't have. It could be a material possession, an achievement, a status in life, or your positive outlook. Toxic people feel bitter. So they think, if I can't have something, neither can you. Therefore, instead of exerting effort to achieve what they want or make themselves better, they resort to showing hostile emotions toward others and try to belittle your success or reputation. Now, they can try to ruin your reputation, but truth will come out, and you're the only one that can really ruin your own reputation, in my opinion. Number two, they might want attention. Some of them just want attention real bad. They're a troublesome person. and they're an attention seeker. So even when toxic people make somebody feel inferior, or make fun of other people's mistakes, they don't care if their actions are wrong, as long as they get the attention they want. Even sometimes hostile attention. They may want you to respond back to them, and that gives them some attention. The more you react or interact with their efforts, the more they will gain attention from you. So if you're feeding into this frenzy of them saying something about you, you won't go in there and comment right back, you're just feeding into them getting more attention. And then maybe they've got a low self-esteem. You know, maybe somebody that's habitually putting other people down, they might be suffering from low self-esteem. They can't see themselves in high regard or feel unable to improve their situation. Instead of putting in the hard work necessary to be successful in their own lives, they make themselves feel better in an unhealthy and destructive way. So they resort to putting others down on their level to feel good that they are better than the person they are belittling. Making others feel miserable through verbal abuse and draining somebody else's positivity is the name of their game. And you know, there's a lot of people like that. They're not happy, so nobody else should be happy. And that's what they seek to try to get you to be, is unhappy. Another one is they need to feel superior. When a toxic person has low self-esteem and wants to feel better and superior to others, there's no better way than to point out others' mistakes, make them feel insignificant or useless by putting others down. And a toxic person can think that they are better than others without doing any hard work by putting others in a negative light. You know, you can be out there doing something and you could have, in my case, 14 dogs out there. 13 could be burning a rabbit up and one could be hanging out with you, a young dog that doesn't have it down yet. And they'll go on there and point out the obvious, that dog right there, you ought to just give that dog away. Well, they don't understand what you're trying to do. They don't know that dog's not been out a whole lot or whatever. And really, goes back to what I said in the beginning, does it really matter to you? You're not buying that dog. Why does it matter to you? Did I say I'm selling that dog and everybody ought to buy that dog that's not running? No. If you've watched me, you know better than that. You're a threat to them is another reason, maybe. Somebody may want to put you down. They feel threatened by your presence. A toxic person seeking something might feel afraid that you will take it away from them. Or maybe they feel like you do it better than they do. If you're better at them at a certain skill or talent, then they're going to try to put you down. Instead of engaging in fair play and competing professionally to see who's worthy of gaining something, a toxic individual will employ demolition tactics to destroy you and prevent you from getting what they want. They will try every way to demean you and obstruct your efforts. We see that a lot. They want others to like them. Sometimes they make fun of others and hurt people's feelings. You know, this goes back to high school, and I was guilty of this in high school some. You know, you cut jokes at people and everybody laughs. When you're young and immature, you don't realize that if you could only be funny by making fun of somebody else and hurting them, that really wasn't anything that should have been going on. And if that's what you got to do to get people to like you, then you need some help. They desire to control others is another reason. They think that if they're control freaks, they can maybe make somebody else feel weak and useless. And then that person will bend under their will. So the next time somebody wants to guilt trip you into something or hurt you emotionally, it could be because they're trying to manipulate you to do what they want. And the last one that was on here was they didn't have the proper upbringing while growing up. And that could be it. You know, some people they weren't taught certain things. Maybe they went through a rough childhood and things. They say that a lot of people that go through things, bullying, they bully others and different things like that. So, you know, how do you deal with people who put you down? Well, the most important thing to do when dealing with someone who wants to put you down is not do the same back towards them. You know, you can employ several ways to deal with people that put you down. Understanding others is a critical element here, even on people trying to bring you down. Once you know why they want you down, you'll deal with them better. We may not always know why, especially on the internet. As long as you are not doing anything wrong, a toxic person's words really don't mean anything. And you should continue your life as a successful and happy person. See, they're trying everything they can to tear you down and make you unhappy. But you have to control your own happiness. I found a couple of quotes on the internet that I thought was really good. People who look down on other people don't end up being looked up to. If that's what you got to do is constantly put people down, nobody's going to look up to you like that. The only time you should look down on someone is when you are reaching down to help them up. You know, as Beaglers, instead of us putting each other down, we should be trying to help each other up. We should be trying everything we can to wish people a good season. Say, hey, you know, you're not going to give away all your secret spots to them and have them go in and hunt your spot. I get all that. And I also get the fact that we as Beaglers like to cut up and kid around. I mean, if I know you and I can cut up, kid around with you, that's what makes hunting fun, you know. Like, you know, I might cut up then and say, man, I know why your dog ain't running no good because it's a such and such color, and just giving them a hard time. But if I don't know them, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do that when people know I'm kidding around. I'm not really trying to put them down. We're just having some fun. Nothing wrong with having fun, but when you go on and you just want to run somebody down and try to slander somebody you don't even know, you don't even know circumstances, situations, to me, that's wrong. And that brings me to Romans 12, 9 through 18. This is what it says. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need, and practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. You know, peace is one of the fruit of the spirits. And I wish that we, as Beaglers, could learn to rejoice with those who rejoice. When somebody has a great hunt, instead of going on there and giving all that nonsense comments about them killing too many, just either don't put anything or say, man, great hunt, or hit the like button or whatever. Say, man, glad you guys enjoyed yourselves. See, the goal here should be for all of us to enjoy the sport of rabbit hunting. Not to be out here, are you trying to make yourself look better by putting everybody else's dogs down, or by trying to make yourself look better because you put their hunt down, you weren't even there, but you put their hunt down? I mean, imagine how silly it would sound if someone was at Walmart and here comes somebody pushing a cart out and the guy at the door said, why you got Dr. Pepper? You're a moron. Dr. Pepper's horrible. Mr. Pip's the way to go. Everybody would look at him and go, what is this guy's problem? Yet that's what it comes across as when we do certain things we do. You know, it's an opinion. And not everybody likes the same thing, but that doesn't mean the other person is wrong. So we just need to learn to compliment one another and say nice things, or don't say anything at all. And so I want to wrap this up by saying this. I'm not a person who tries to say all this and not live by the things that I read and the things that I put out here for people. So I just want to say this to the person who's been the troll on my Facebook page. I wish you nothing but the best for your next upcoming season. I hope you have a successful season. And I hope that whatever's got you unhappy, that you'll find happiness and that you'll learn to get along with others. And I wish you no harm. And the only thing I'm going to do is, if it continues, I'm going to have no choice but to just block you, because I don't need negativity. I don't need advertisement for running me down to promote another kennel. If you want to promote another kennel, that's great. Do it on your own page. Do it wherever. But you don't need to do it on mine. We should respect one another that way. And if we don't, then, you know, what's going to end up happening if we don't stand together is we'll all be divided. That's what's going on right now in the world. We can disagree on everything. We can disagree on politics, but look at where our world is with just politics. I'm not going to go into what my politics are or anything, because I respect other people's views too. But the thing is, we should first be Americans. We should be united as Americans. And from there, we can have disagreements. But we are still Americans, and we should get along that way. If we're divided like that, we're going to fall. A house divided cannot stand. I hope this has been a blessing to you, and I hope each of you have a productive upcoming rabbit season. And I hope that when you think of others and you see things on Facebook, that you have kind words to say, because we need to be kind one to another.